What is going on, guys? Blue TV here, back again with another Chelsea transfer daily video, and it's finally July 1st, and we've signed Willie Caballero. Yeah, no, that's very harsh. Willie is going to be a very welcome addition to our squad. You know, he does improve us. In my opinion, he's just as good, if not better, than Begovic. But let's be honest, it's not the player we were all waiting to be announced. People wanted Alexandro, Lukaku, but I mean, in all honesty, how many people did expect that to happen? I think myself included. I really did see this one coming. Of course, it would be Willie who was announced first. That doesn't mean that we can't still act in the transfer market, of course. The day has just begun, and deals, in fact, the transfer window has just opened. Deals could be rattled out at any moment, at any time. So I'm even expecting this video to be outdated the second I upload it. You know, news is flying in left, right, and centre. So I thought the obvious place to start was Willie Caballero. I think it's unfair to be too disappointed just yet. Twitter, I'm prepared to go in a meltdown if this is the only player we signed today. But for me, it's not a bad start to the window. Like I said, he does definitely strengthen the squad, in my opinion. Maybe not incredibly, and maybe it's first team players Chelsea fans want, but nevertheless, it's not a bad signing. So moving on now to the Guardian, and they claim that Chelsea have agreed a deal to sign the 16-year-old Exeter City defender Ethan Ampadu. I don't know if I pronounced his second name right there. Apologies. He's of course touted as another wonder kid. It seems like Chelsea are scouting a lot of them lately. This isn't really going to affect us too much. He's not going to see a sniff of the first team in the next 4 years, in my opinion, if ever. But I thought I would report on that because that is also a done deal according to reports. But now to a little bit of the press news. PSG have reportedly beaten Chelsea to the signing of Alexandro. That's come from Tutu Mercato Web. Again, sorry for pronunciation. They've taken that from the Sun, so really do take that with a pinch of salt. I don't believe that there's much truth in that at all. But according to reports, PSG have beaten Chelsea to the sign of Alexandro. Like I said, in my opinion, that is complete lies. I wouldn't believe that at all. It has been reported over the last few days that PSG are now in for him, and it does make sense. You know, of course, Alexandro is going to be an upgrade for just about anyone, because he's one of the best, if not the best, left back in the world. So there might be some truth in PSG interest, but no, the Sun, least reliable source out there, so really don't pay too much attention to that. But I thought, of course, I would cover it just because a few people might not be sure what to believe and what not. But going back to Antonio Rudiger, of course, the German defender that we were linked with last night, that deal is apparently completed. It was completed late last night, according to various sources and reports, that a deal has been done, I believe, for 33 million euros plus 5 million add-ons. Now, the medical has been set for Monday. Apparently, this is all going through. This has kind of surprised me because it came out of nowhere and it seemed to just explode. It looks as if Roma have made quite a healthy profit. I believe they signed it for 7 million and now they've shipped him on for 30. So make of that what you will. I made a video on it last night. I'm not going to go too much into it now, but Rudiger is a very versatile defender and I do highly rate him in terms of potential. Don't think we actually need him, but that's another story. You know, if you want to hear more on that, watch my last video. But moving on now, Bakayoko and Rudiger both like David Luiz's Instagram post of the new kit launch. According to reports, now this is easy to fake. I do take that into consideration. I haven't looked into the Instagram post itself, but I did see it on Twitter. Apparently, they both like David Luiz's Instagram post. I hate all these stories. There's such nothing stories when you're reporting on players liking other stuff and anything to do with social media. It's all rubbish, quite honestly. But if this is true, I guess it's a quite clear indication that they're on their way, or at least that's how people are taking it. But I saw that on Twitter, so I thought I'd bring that to you guys as well. You should see an image of it on screen, so make of that what you will. But now moving on to Diego Costa. Now he's on the verge of signing for Atletico Madrid, despite there being a transfer ban that's come from the Metro and other sources as well. Now how this would work is quite simply, he would sign and he would sit on the bench, or he could be loaned out, I believe, and then come January when the transfer ban's over, he would be eligible to play. Now this isn't incredibly uncommon. I know it wasn't out of choice, but Luis Suarez of Barcelona, of course, he was banned for I think 6 months, still signed in the summer, and had to wait until around January time to play, I believe. So this isn't really uncanny. I think that Atletico Madrid is the club that Costa wants to go, and Costa's made it very clear that he's leaving the club. He's made it very clear that he's not wanted at the club, which is going to drive the fee down. But we know that he's on his way out, which is a shame because I think a few stars have came out tried to convince Chelsea to reignite talks with Costa and keep him at the club and try and convince them that he's a vital player. And he is a really good player, but it looks as if that romance is finally over now. It just doesn't look like there's any turning back, which is a shame. But anyways, moving on to our last couple of stories. Reports are stating that if Chelsea feel with Alexandro, they could go in for Alex Telles, the Portugal left wing back, full back, and his agents actually came out with some interesting quotes. He says, "For now, we have nothing in terms of a deal with Chelsea. Not from Chelsea, neither me or the player has received any contact from any English club, but it can happen because the market opens tomorrow. Now, of course, these quotes came out yesterday. Now, regarding old links with Chelsea, the agent confirmed that a move was close to happening in the past. He says when he went to Galatasaray, we had an offer from Chelsea for Alex, but at the time we'd already confirmed a pre-contract with Galatasaray and we could not go back. But there was information exchanged last year too, and I believe that maybe one day he will play for Chelsea. I don't know if it's going to be this season or next, but I feel like one day he can play for Chelsea. Now, he currently has a 40 million release clause at Porto. I don't think he's a bad player at all. I haven't watched a whole pile of him, but he's definitely not Alexander, you know. And once again, like I said in my Rudiger video, it's not necessarily that the players that we're being linked to now are horrible quality. They are still good, but it just represents a failure to capture our main targets. Now, do I think there's much truth in this? I think it's just the agent trying to drum up the player, possibly get him a new deal, even just possibly encourage offers from other clubs, who knows. But no, I don't see Alex Telles moving to Chelsea this summer at all, and I am still quietly confident that we will secure Alexandro. But just so I don't end this video on a downer, I thought that I would just quickly go through Chelsea sales in 2017. Now, I saw very interesting reports on Twitter stating Chelsea's incomings and outgoings during 2017. Now, not including the youngster we've signed today, because I'm not sure what fee that was, but we know that Willy Caballero was a free transfer. So in the 2017 year, so far, we have sold, in no particular order, Nathan Ake to Bournemouth for 20 million, Oscar to Shanghai for 60 million, John Cuadrado to Juventus for 17.3 million, Asmir Begovic to Bournemouth for 10 million, Bertrand Traore to Lyon for 8.8 million, that seems very low, Christian Atsu to Newcastle for 6.2 million, Patrick Bamford to Middlesbrough for 5.5, and that totals a whopping 127.8 million. Now, we know that Chelsea like to keep within FFP, and our transfers in were zero, nothing, not including the youngster that signed today, because I'm not sure pricing him, but of course Willie was free, like I said. So we've got a lot of transfer money to work with, and not just random figures that the press have banded on. Chelsea being handed a war chest of 500 million euros. You see stupid reports like that. It's not like this. Chelsea really do like to keep within FFP, and it's very clear we've been stockpiling a lot of money, and I'm very confident, quietly confident, that we're going to use it this summer. So don't be too depressed. Who knows, more reports might come out. If anything else does come out, even if it's today, expect another video from me. So I do hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and please leave a like if you did. If you're new, subscribe and help the channel grow. I'll be back again as soon as there's more news, guys. Peace.